The fact that we sponsored the women's team helped us also to understand better what we needed to do for our collections in terms of cuts, in terms of the needs of our women's rider. We work very closely with a lot of our riders.
Almost in every shop now you have women's clothing, and look at the body of women and men, it's so different. And of course if you wear clothing of the men, it doesn't fit and it doesn't look nice and it has different shapes. So it's getting more and more nice to buy also clothing if you are a woman on the bike. And Santini is really, developing that.
For us, there is actually no difference between the men's and the women's clothing. We try to offer exactly the same technology that we give to the men's also to the women. So what we try to do is only to adapt those materials with a cut that is right for ladies. And of course, if we need to tweak certain things like the padding, because the anatomy of the women's is different, we try to do that. But in terms of technology, they are exactly the same.
Sometimes we come out with ideas or suggestions, and as I said previously, they are really open to hear us and to know what we think about the material.
As riders, we can help Santini developing their clothing, because we are so different riders. We have short riders, tall riders, bigger than others. So it's really cool for Santini to have those different shapes, and they can see how the clothing is positioning on different shapes. And for example, I give just an easy example. We all have a different approach of the pockets in the back, and for some people they would have low pockets, and some other would like to have like higher pockets, and it helps to find the balance between tall people and small people. They like to have how do you feel in, if we feel comfortable, if it's not too heavy, if it's not too light, if we would like to have the sleeve a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, because also the fashion is moving a lot in the bunch. And I started cycling when we were wearing really short socks, and now we want all like high socks. So Santini likes to know how we like to wear their clothes, and how is the best and the most fashion and trendy way to wear them.
I think it's all about experience, giving feedback on the clothing, so you can change something. And it's also an opinion, so we are girls and we have different opinions, especially about clothing. So that output we give, they can really, they do something with it and make clothing for women, which is nice for women, because it's not the same women men. So I think the more you try and the more you change in clothing, the better you have the perfect fit of clothing.
We always try to first understand what the team needs. So we normally sign the deal knowing that we will have to go through every different model with the team. Then we create samples, we test the samples on the riders, and then once we decide that those are the products to be produced, so we get a sizing set done for every single item. We do a fitting session with the team where we get measures, and then only after that we can really do the bulk production.
We feel comfortable in the clothing they have, because it fits nice and it looks nice also, and I think that combination is really important, especially if you do long rides on the bike. When your clothing are not that good or not fitting nice, then the fun on the bike is also way less. So it's important to have those beautiful clothing.
We've been producing a lot of clothing for men's riders for more than 50 years, but of course in many ways women have different needs, and of course we needed to know that.